There it goes. Microphone's on. We are recording. Let's get down to it. Let's talk masculinity, yeah? Okay, so it is a noun, masculinity, and the plural noun would be masculinities, qualities or attributes regarded as characteristic of men or boys. When I look for examples of dictionary definitions, I find this reiterated several times over. And in recent years, a combination of profit seeking entertainers and profit seeking algorithm driven websites have made defining and discussing masculinity very important. Masculinity is not a sport. It is not something you can practice and be coached into skillfully achieving. A muscular man yelling at you on the internet is not going to make you masculine. A rich man bragging about his material possessions and berating you for not sharing in his riches, his class status, that is not going to make you masculine. Just ask Millennium era rap fans about that one. Paying for a gym membership and shaping up your facial hair won't make you masculine. This guy right here, baby, I cannot and will not make you masculine. Masculinity is invisible and intangible. You can't pull a masculinity out of your bag, put it on the table, and have a manhood mechanic fix it for you. A he-him-gineer is not going to add components to your masculinity to make it work better. I have an unpopular fact for you, all right? Unpopular fact. Your masculinity is fine. It's fine, my boy. You think there's something wrong with it because you were born against your will into a capitalist society inhabited by folks that realize they can make money off of convincing you that your masculinity only exists if it's externally validated. Now, right? Once more, let's do that one again. Let's be super clear. Don't rewind it. We'll say it again. This is an unpopular fact. Your masculinity is fine. You think there's something wrong with it because you were born against your will into a capitalist society inhabited by folks that realized they can make money off of convincing you that your masculinity only exists if it's externally validated. And that is a fact-based fact. Okay. Now, this will not be my only little post and recording about this. So let's kick it for a minute. Okay, let's kick it for a minute, baby. Let me tell you about the guy behind these words. That would be me. I'm a man, all right? I'm a man, though, really, though. And I'm a masculine man. And I'm not a masculine man because anyone tells me they see me as such, though they do. I also don't deliberately put on a performance to convince onlookers that I am indeed masculine. What folks see is how I carry and comport myself. This is very important. You will not understand your own masculinity by trying to be me or trying to be like any other man that managed to draw attention to himself on the internet. We burp, we fart, and stub on fingers on stupid shit just like you do. We are not special. All right? We get up, we cough, we hack up disgusting loogies just like you do. All right? We are not special magic men just because we drew a little attention to ourselves on the internet. Now, so far, all I've been giving you is a bunch of no, with a side of nah, son. So how about a little yes? Okay, here's some yes coming your way. Now, I find my masculinity fits like a Lego into my diligence, right? That's where I find it works best. It's not where I find it, it's where I find it to work best in my diligence. So, looking at a task, setting it up, beginning the task, completing the task, cleaning up the residue, right? The odds and ends, right? The little loose ends from the task, getting all that done and spruced up real nice there. You know, doing that as a cis man, doing something and doing it right makes me feel like a man. This resonates visually with how I walk, how I talk, how I move, because I'm happy with myself as a man and how I access and understand my masculinity. When you see me in public and I'm moving how I move, doing my thing, baby, it's not because I'm at home controlling my wife or because I'm at work abusing my crew. It's because day in and day out, from the largest to the smallest task, I take them all serious. What I fold well. What I clean well. My garden looks like I spent hella money on it when I built most of that shit from scrap wood I find around town. But I take that raggedy ass, fucked up scrap wood, disassemble it, cut it up like this, nail it back together like that, and make my garden beds. Or make my miniature trellis that I put together, that I have little plant pots hanging from. Right, the little hanging on a hook plant pots. I made a little trellis out of some scrap wood that I found outside of a chemical building. You know what I'm saying? Like a chemical factory. There's some scrap wood behind it. Some of it I use for firewood, some of it I use for garden bed and gardening. You know, but if you walk into my garden like midsummer after everything is like nice and bloomed up and grown, it looks like I just spent a gang of money on it. No, I didn't. No, I didn't, babes. The most that I spent on the greenhouse, right? Because that is a structure. You got to buy that. That cost a little bit of money dollars, right? But I'm mostly spending money on, like, if I get new soil and the seeds. That's about it. Everything else is just the labor. And it's diligent labor. Right? And actually, as I record and write this, it's April 13th. We're going into that time of year. Right? It's time. Gotta start gardening. And it's gonna be April, May, June. Yeah, right. January, March, April, May, June, July. And then we're gonna get into August. But like by late July, a lot of stuff should look pretty good. Come August, it should look even better. By the top of September is like peak garden. Top of September. But I have to start now and be diligent. And then when you see me in public walking around early mid-September and I'm swaggering around like that, it's not because, oh, I went to the gym and lifted this many pounds that many times, or I ran that many miles, or I hiked up a mountain and I went rock climbing. I didn't do any of that no performance art. I interacted with the earth, which is what gardening is. We're interacting with the only planet that can sustain us in a constructive way. And I feel good about myself. I feel like a man doing that. And then when I step out into public and I'm not near my garden, the confidence that comes from that, it'll show. And people will feel, they say, oh, that's a fly cat. That's a masculine cat. He's a manly man. And they don't even know that I'm a manly man because of how nice I grow pretty flowers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's dance it down a little bit more. So yeah, an astoundingly visible pep can be found in my step, right? When I see another person, I'm not worried about if they have something I don't. I don't worry about if they are experiencing something I'm not. Due to me allowing my naturally existing masculinity to manifest in how I perform tasks and chores in my home life, it shows up externally in how I appear and function in public life, right? Like when I get that load of laundry out of the dryer and I take it upstairs from the basement to the first floor, upstairs to the second floor, and I start folding and putting the stuff away, I put it away nice. Right? The sock drawers, I got the short little sock drawer, and then I have the sock drawer where like socks that I just like wearing around the house, and then I have in the bottom one is my thick work socks, my steel toe blister resistors. all organized together. And it makes me feel good that I know my sock drawers together, and it shows in how I walk around town. I am going off script quite a bit. Like, for the folks that only read this and don't play the audio video, they'll be getting less words, and maybe it's better for them. Yeah, because I don't have a fear of missing out on what is making someone else appear pleased with themselves in public. I don't wake up in the morning and put my masculinity on one leg at a time. I don't pull my masculinity over my torso so folks can see a slogan of hegemony on my chest. I don't buy a bottle of masculine scent and spray it around my collarbone. I don't do the most embarrassing thing, and it's that forced fake bass in the voice. No, I don't do that. And y'all gotta let that one go. You don't sound manly. You don't sound masculine when you're doing that. You sound desperate and boring. Natural baritones exist. You're probably not one of them. So let's recap. Masculinity is not an outfit. It is not a smell. It is not a specific set of activities. Masculinity is not a vocal tone. Masculinity is invisible and intangible. And remember, you cannot buy masculinity. If someone has convinced you they are selling it to you, they aren't. They are selling you their iteration of an entertainment propaganda genre by convincing you that you become masculine through their product. It's already in you though, babes. And this isn't the last one. Stick around and let's chat about this until